Hello, everyone, and thank you for choosing THV 11 on this Wednesday. I'm Karen Fuller. Here are some of the stories we're following at this hour. Little Rock's mayor questioned publicly by a city director. In 2 minutes, the controversy at City Hall and how he's responding.
High tech is expanding healthcare. I'm Dina Demetrius with a look at how the latest innovations help to keep you healthy. And Oprah's famous holiday list of her favorite things is here. We have a sneak peek at some of those beauties just ahead. But first, we want to check in with meteorologist Nathan Scott, who we hope has some favorable weather news. Nathan?
Good afternoon, Karen. Yeah, we're warming up in a hurry. We are seeing temperatures pretty much into the low to mid 50s, but now we've seen those numbers across the region. It's 72 in Conway, 70 in Hot Springs, 71 in Stuttgart, and 65 in Mena. Highs today, going to be topping out into, looks like the mid to upper 70s. Now, 1 mile.
And a THV 11 update today. There are new concerns from parents after a student brings a loaded gun to Central High School. The principal informing parents about the alarming situation just yesterday. According to Little Rock School District, the situation was handled. There was no incident. The director of safety and security tells us they found the gun during a random scan with a metal detector wand. In fact, they've increased how often they do these random scans after they found another student with a gun a few weeks ago.
The biggest thing there is to note that we are being proactive in security and LRPD, and students as well are making sure that we keep our campuses safe.
The district is also discussing plans to bring in a weapon detection system, possibly in the future. From Jefferson County today, the sheriff's office is investigating after a body is found near Old Warren and Gibbons roads. That location is actually close to the fires we told you about last week, but the sheriff's office is not saying yet whether this has anything to do with those blazes. Deputies were sent out around 3:30 yesterday after a property owner found the body, which has now been sent to the state crime lab for identification and an autopsy. Residents of a Sherwood neighborhood are finally returning to their homes and getting back to normal yesterday morning after a day-long 18-hour SWAT situation forced them to evacuate. The standoff beginning Monday morning, wrapping up yesterday morning as Wake Up Central was going off the air. Investigators tell us police were trying to serve a warrant on Eugene Reed for allegedly impersonating an officer. 18 hours later, Reed was dead after an exchange of gunfire with police. Two neighbors tell us they were confused and trying to piece together what could have happened. They were also unable to get home to their pets or any belongings until Tuesday morning.
It's very tense. Still just trying to come down from everything. A lot happened.
But it was really eerie to think about what happened just a couple houses down.
We have a full breakdown of how it happened at our website, thv11.com. New today, accusations fly at a Little Rock City board meeting. It involves how the mayor's office handles public document requests. At last night's meeting, City Director Cappy Peck accused Mayor Frank Scott Jr. of ordering an employee to withhold documents.
You're basically calling me a liar, and I take great offense to that.
I've never called you a liar.
Anybody in here, well, yes, you are.
The controversy involves the accusations the mayor deliberately blocked the release of documents on a proposed development plan that would turn War Memorial Park into public housing. Last night, the mayor vehemently denying any cover-up.
Categorically and completely, as I've already shared with the public, I've not instructed Director Collins nor City Manager Moore not to produce or release anything whatsoever. That's the fact, that's the truth, that's my word.
Yes, this contentious meeting coming just hours after prosecuting attorney Larry Jegley sent an angry letter to the city attorney saying, quote, "I have had about enough of this nonsense with Little Rock City Hall." That letter goes on to say his office has waited patiently for city officials to address the concerns, but now they're approaching the point of exasperation. UA Little Rock law professor Robert Steinbuch is among the critics, saying the law is clear.
There's no better tool in the toolbox for Arkansans than the Freedom of Information Act to keep a check on government misspending money and government abusing their privilege.
A spokesperson for Mayor Scott repeated the denial, saying the mayor never instructed anyone to withhold records or calling anyone saying otherwise wrong. And in last night's board meeting, Mayor Scott said there is misinformation, adding all this happening right before an election. So this story, of course, is far from over, and THV will stay on it. THV is your Election Central, and new today, we're learning early voting is exceeding turnout from this point in the last midterm 4 years ago, with still 5 days left to go and vote. One of the counties on track to surpass 2018 is Saline County, reporting more than 16,000 early votes cast so far. Pulaski County is at more than 43,000. Faulkner County over the 15,000 mark. And Garland County is approaching 15,000, including early and absentee ballots received. Of course, with just 6 days to go before Election Day, some big-name Democrats are out on the campaign trail as the latest CBS News Battleground Tracker poll shows Republicans currently in a good position to win a majority in the House. Natalie Brand reports from Capitol Hill.
In one of the fiercest races this midterm season, former President Barack Obama rallied in Nevada for incumbent Senator Catherine Cortez Masto. The Democrat is fighting to hold on to her seat against the state's former Attorney General, Republican Adam Laxalt.
The only way to make this economy fair is if we, all of us, fight for it.
While the economy remains the #1 issue for most voters, top Democrats are also making the case in their closing arguments that democracy is on the line.
Democracy is on the ballot.
Today, the former president heads to Arizona, another one of the 5 states with neck-and-neck Senate races. He will campaign with Senator Mark Kelly and gubernatorial candidate Katie Hobbs.
The stakes could not be higher.
Hobbs is locked in a close race with Republican Carrie Lake, who campaigned last night with former Trump advisor Steve Bannon.
Arizona has a rendezvous with destiny.
With concern high about voter intimidation, a federal judge granted an emergency order that limits election monitors in Arizona from certain activities, including taking photos and carrying firearms near ballot boxes.
And in the key battleground of Pennsylvania, the state's Supreme Court ruled Tuesday that officials cannot count votes for mail-in or absentee ballots that don't have accurate handwritten dates on their return envelopes. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
President Biden is expected to deliver a speech tonight regarding threats to democracy. And of course, THV 11 is here for you with a breakdown of what you'll encounter on your ballot here in the natural state, with an explanation of what it means when you vote for or against the 4 issues that you'll see on your ballot. We have all of that and more. All you have to do is go to thv11.com or text VOTE to 501-376-1111. In more national headlines, a Kansas woman who trained an army of terrorists is heading to prison. 42-year-old Allison Fluke Ekron trained more than 100 fighters in an all-female ISIS battalion in Syria. She even talked about plans to attack an American college. Ekron has been sentenced to 20 years in prison and 25 years of supervised release. She pleaded guilty and said she regrets her choices. The new owner of Twitter, Elon Musk, is proposing charging $8 per month for its Blue service. That includes the coveted blue checkmark badge that appears on verified accounts of celebrities and public figures. Musk says the move is partly to pay the bill and partly to defeat so-called bots and trolls. He's also announcing overnight that Twitter will not allow anyone who was deplatformed for violating rules back on until there is a, quote, clear process. The Federal Reserve is expected to announce another interest rate increase, its 4th straight hike. Fed Chair Jerome Powell could signal a shift to smaller rate increases, though, giving officials more time to assess the impact of the hikes. Lately, it seems our cell phones can do just about anything. But how about health screenings? The answer when the News at Noon returns. But first, let's get a peek of the weather. Nathan?
Karen, it's going to be warm out there today. Temperatures unseasonably warm. The weather stays quiet until we go into Friday evening. A line of showers and storms will be moving in here, and that may affect some Friday night football games. I'll have the newest timing and data coming up.